Okay, it's been a few days since I worked on this radio here, and other than the IF alignment, I cannot do the rest of it because the service manual is useless. You cannot read the locations for the adjustments. I've been playing around. One of my viewers told me to just wing it and just adjust it, but all that's doing is making it worse. I have 1310 kilocycles coming in now, and now my AM dial is reading 1500 up here. I got a loosely coupled signal generator here set on 1310 kilocycles. Okay. And I adjusted some of the coils, the trimmers rather. Let me turn this over and show you. Alright, I played around with these by simply putting my screwdriver very carefully on each one of these until it affected the band I was working on. This looks like it might be the AM. I'm going to need a magnifier to do that. I can't see the slot. Okay, so I primarily adjusted these here, and I'll turn this down. What I was getting, when I adjusted it for 14 megacycles, when I was on that band, it was off on 12. When I adjusted for 12, it was off on 14. And so I'm blindly adjusting these things. Without a proper manual where you can see what to adjust, it cannot be done. So we're ending this radio. I'll tinker around with this and try to get the broadcast band back normal again. This one here, I adjusted several times, and it upset part of the band that I was on, and so I couldn't get a happy medium. It was either good on 14 megacycles, was no good on 12. When I adjusted it for 10, it was off on down here. So you need a good manual to work on this. So what we're going to do is, off camera, I'm just going to try to get the broadcast band back where it belongs, because obviously adjusting these must have screwed the broadcast band up. Why, I don't know. There isn't the typical trimmer capacitor on the tuning condenser like there usually is in most radios. So these here are probably, one of them probably is. But without knowing what they are, you're not going to be able to do anything. Now I even took a screwdriver and run down through here. I used to have a iron and brass tuning wand. It had brass on one end and ferrite on the other. All that stuff is long gone. I used to have all that stuff. You can stick it in and you tell if you need more inductance or less inductance. There is no slugs in any of these coils. These coils are open. In other words, there's no, I shouldn't say open. They are, there's no slugs in any of these coils except for this coil right here. But these 4 coils and these 3 coils do not have slugs in them. So I got to get the broadcast band back up, and I got the band spread closed where it didn't short out. So I think that's where it's supposed to be on the dial. Let me just try bringing the band spread up. All right, the band spread is all is fully open now. let me see now. Hang on a minute. Here's 1413. Okay, it's okay. Apparently the band spread's got to be open. I never know whether it's open or not, and I still haven't looked in the book to find out. Won't take me all that long. I just got to locate the book. But I can't do any more with this radio. Because the only thing I was able to do was adjust the IFs, which I already done. You saw the video on that. And that's it. I cannot adjust those trimmers I showed you under the chassis, not without identifying what they are. So unless I can get a real good, clear diagram that I can read, I'm not going to be able to do it. Let me get the manual back out again. Okay, this one here on the left is not my problem. I could read pretty much all of that. However, the under chassis view over here, no matter how much magnification you give it, you cannot make out anything on it. Even with the help of a magnifying glass here, you look down at the bottom. Now, I looked at this under very powerful magnification, and all it is pixelated. It's like it's done on a dot matrix printer. So, this diagram tells me nothing. I cannot identify those trimmer capacitors and which one to adjust. Like C6, C25, and so forth, and all these here, cannot do it. Got to have a better manual than that. So while I got this manual open, let me read this thing and find out where that band spread has got to be adjusted. If it's adjusted so that it's open like it is now, my 1310 is reading right pretty much on, close enough, on the AM broadcast band. However, on the ham bands right here, I had adjusted it with this closed. My ham band was reading okay here. My 5 megacycle was reading okay here. My band C, I cannot get adjusted. If I adjust for 10, I'm off on 14 and 16. If I adjust for 16, I'm off on 12. Way off. I'm not talking about just a little bit. So I'm messing around with them trimmer capacitors underneath the chassis. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing because you need the book. And this is not going to do it. All right, let me find out where that band spread is supposed to be. I'll be back. Okay, tuning of bands A, B, C, and D. Okay, I'm going to read this because I cannot read this unless I get my magnifier on here. Okay, so what it's saying here is set the band spread dial pointer at 100 and carefully tune in the desired station with the tuning control. After the station, I'm sorry, I'm having a difficult time reading some of this. It's not that clear. Has been correctly tuned in. Reset the volume. Okay. What it's saying here is the band spread, which is here, set at 100. It's open all the way now. See that? I can't turn it anymore. So the band spread dial is right here. So it's telling you to set it at 100. Well, that's a logging scale, but that's the only 100 point I can see. For bands A, B, C, and D. Band E, it's telling you to set the main tuning pointer over here, at this dot here, okay? And that's for reading this band, which doesn't pick up anything anyways, 48 to 54 megacycles. So, I'm correct. The band spread for every band except E has got to be open. So, I was doing it wrong. All right, so we're on the broadcast band. Not very sensitive at all. Well, 1309.8. Okay, so it'll be 1310 KC. Close enough. We can wiggle a dial to get it. Close enough for government work. It is 1 megacycle, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, so 1310 should be right there. Close enough. Let's see if I bring the band spread back down again. Yep. Bring the band spread about halfway. I'm on 1310. Okay, that's close enough. Because unless I can get the proper service information where I can read, there's no way I'm going to be able to do it. All right, let's go to the band, band B, which is right there. Well, the signal generator is still set on 1310 KC. But I'm reading his 3.5 megacycles here. So let's go to 3875 KC. I'm going to set my signal generator down to that frequency. All right, here's 3875. Which is band D. That's dial is off a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. I go by the frequency counter, and if you don't know, I added a jack a couple years ago, B and C, to a small coupling capacitor to the unattenuated output portion. In other words, it's not affected by the attenuator whatsoever. It's the maximum signal coming out. Okay, so let's go to the radio. It's very hard because this don't have a product detector. It's single sideband transceiver, as I told you before. Okay. All right, it's only 6:35 in the evening now. So nothing on 3875.
I told them that they should hire me. There's mobile demand. I mess with the rep all the time because I went down to a huge conference down in Orlando.
3885.
For Epicor.
Let's go over to the Hallicrafters. Well, you know what? I ain't got the antenna on. Okay. Well, you got to remember, I only got this little piece of wire here, and I got a 35-foot antenna 15 feet off the ground on this.
He's a millennial. I know.
CSU, good evening, N1. Wait for it. BCG.
I knew you were going to say that. Well, good evening from KCG USU. I just love how that sounds. Oh, I have a question for you, Karen.
Because we were talking about
Getting you near the speaker. It's very faint because there's not much of an antenna.
I asked Carrie to be my mom.
I got the volume all the way up. If I can get a better antenna on this, I think the radio's working pretty good. That sideband there. Let's try. No. I never could get sideband on the S86 either, no matter what I tried to do. Try it again. No. Can't get it. The CW is only made for Morse code, not for single sideband. Alright, I put the lights out. I'm connected to the center conductor. I disconnected the Kenwood over here. Not a very good setup, and it's not grounded.
I lost the relay contact from my flex. I gotta send it back, so I'm not loud anymore.
Well, I got you here 20 over into Jersey.
Alright, that's cool. Whiskey 2 Echo November Yankee. I'm up at West Point in New York.
Gotcha, good old New York. All right.
New York.
Welcome aboard the crazy train. So, Kerry, if I drive my car with you...
I had the sensitivity turned down a little bit here.
What do you think?
I think the radio's working good. I'm not going to mess with them trimmers.
It's a foregone conclusion. The pitchforks and the torches are going to come out with the New York plates. Oh my God, such a pariah.
Just switch your plates.
You have to remember it pays forward like see. Now, if you're from New Jersey and you're trying to go into Delaware, or you're New Jersey and you're trying to get into Pennsylvania, so on and so forth, it's the same treatment everywhere. Everybody just needs to stay home. That's just the bottom line. Stay home. Oh my God.
Bill, ever since New York State changed the slogan on the license plates to birthplace of road rage, nobody wants to see you guys. Yeah, what?
Yes. That's what my plate says.
Hard to select them in because you're getting a sidebander in there too. You can see where this is the band I'm interested in right here. From 3.5 to 4.
On TV and it's like, I can believe it.
Nope. Not going to get sideband on this one.
Featuring you saying exactly that. It's thinking time. Oh, absolutely. I think that's what society needs. Needs some mothering. Not just Bear, but all of society.
I want them to blow up the bridge, come in to Maine, to stop all the New Yorkers from coming in.
Yeah, there's a sidebander in there. This is not a sideband receiver. These things do not receive sideband. I've tried it on the S86, and that's why Mike gave me this. Unfortunately, it's not made for AM reception. That's why there's so much trouble tuning it in on AM.
Oh, really?
It was Rocky the Squirrel sitting in between your feed line.
I was on 10 meters FT hate, because there's a lot of FT8 haters. I'm baselining too. How's it? Am I occupying excessive bandwidth right now? Hold on a minute.
Yeah, you are, Billy, you big bully.
Hold on, the baselining's not good. All right, hold on.
I think I've turned down the overloads a little bit. Turn the sensitivity down. There's a little distortion there.
Radio about chasing these four-landers off this frequency. He's very good at chasing people off, but not when it counts.
I wholeheartedly agree. And I'll say in the nicest way, he doesn't have many operating skills. That being said, I was on FT8 before, dude, and I changed taps on my little janky tapped inductors here that I use for a tuner. And I forgot to tighten them up, so they were just laying across like a couple of taps and arcing over in spectacular fashion on stream on the internet.
Let's try something else here. We're going towards 5 megacycles here. I'd say the radio's doing pretty darn good since I adjusted the IFs. But I'm not sure about all the bands if they're right on the money. I don't really know. It's pretty dead on above 20 here. About 20 to 31 megacycles is pretty dead. Alright, let's drop down to, this is 16 megacycles and this is 6.4. So let's, that would be A, B, C, yeah. At 14 megacycles. This is the band I could not get right because I didn't know what trimmer to adjust. And when I adjusted it for 14, it was off on 12, or 16, it was off on 12. When I adjust for 12, it was off on all through here. In other words, it didn't track right. Of course, we don't get WWV anyways. Never did.
So we'll now use this first flight attack.
Between 8 and almost down to 8 megacycles here. Oh, dial cord slipping. There's a knot in the dial cord. Down here in the pulley. Because this dial cord is still very rough. I am not going to deal with it. It's slipping. It's going to end up breaking yet. I can't get it down there. The only way I'm going to get a push the tuning condenser. That didn't do it. Need 2 hands. Oh well. That's it, folks. So we're good until we're good till here. I did have the dial working, but it's jamming up on a knot, and I think it's going to break off in a dial cord.
Username, man.
All right. That's it, folks. I did want to bring you an update on it. I'm very pleased with the radio and it's working. If I ever get a better quality copy and an enlarged pictorial of those trimmer capacitors that I showed you earlier in this video, I'll pull it back out. But meanwhile, I think we better end this video here. I still don't have the main light on because we're producing too much static. We're going to put the radio away because it's a matter of time before the dial cord breaks and it'll become completely useless for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. The next radio that I'm going to be working on is the Philips, or Norelco, if you want to call it that. It's what it is. I got the terminal strip in today. The three position, or whatever you call it, a three terminal strip. That's going to be for the speaker wires. So that'll be the next project. I'll be putting this away, and stay tuned for that project. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to start it.